Beijing White Cloud Taoist Temple, Baiyun Temple, is the ancestral temple of the Longmen sect of the Quanjin Taoism, and is renowned as the first jungle of the Quanjin Taoist. The west yard of the temple is the location of the China Taoist Association, while the east yard is the China Taoist Academy. As one of Beijing's most famous Taoist temples, the Baiyun Temple holds a high esteem among Taoist devotees. The buildings of the Baiyun Temple are divided into the middle, east, and west routes, as well as the rear courtyard, and are grand in scale and compact in layout. The middle route building starts from the screen wall in front of the temple. The four large characters Wengu and Lin, meaning eternal spring, are embedded on the wall, carved by the great calligrapher Zhao Mengfu of the Yuan dynasty. The outer gate tower facing the screen wall was built in the 8th year of Ming Zhengtong 1443, and it is formed by 4 pillars and 7 roofs. The inscriptions on the archway convey the message that the temple is a human paradise and a place of good fortune. Beijing Baiyun Temple was founded in the Tang Dynasty, known as Tianchong Temple. Emperor Xuanzong of Tang Dynasty built this temple for respecting Tao and worshipping Lao Zi. There is still a white marble statue of Lao Zi inside the temple, which is said to be a relic from the Tang Dynasty. During the Jin Dynasty, the temple was destroyed by fires and rebuilt twice. In 1203, the temple was renamed Taiji Temple. In 1215, the Jin Dynasty was weak and moved its capital, and the Taiji Temple was gradually abandoned. At the beginning of the Yuan Dynasty, after Qiu Chuji paid homage to Genghis Khan at the Great Snow Mountain in the western regions, he returned to Yanjing in the east, and was granted residence in the Taiji Temple. Qiu Chuji instructed his disciple to take charge of the reconstruction, and the Taiji Temple had a new look. In the 22nd year of Yuan Taizu, 1227, Genghis Khan ordered that the Taiji Temple was renamed Changchun Temple, because Qiu Chuji's Taoist name was Changchun Zi. In July, Qiu Chuji went to heaven as an immortal. His disciple Yin Jieping built the Chushan Hall on the east side of the Changchun Temple to dedicate him, and the Baiyun Temple became the ancestral temple of the Longmen sect of the Quanjin Taoism. At the end of the Yuan dynasty, the temple was ruined by the battle and nothing remained except the Chushan Hall. At the beginning of the Ming dynasty, the temple was rebuilt around the Chushan Hall and renamed White Cloud Temple, Baiyun Temple. At the beginning of the Qing dynasty, Wang Changyu came to the Baiyun Temple and taught publicly Quanjin Taoist precepts. Today, most Quanjin Taoist believers belong to the Longmen sect, and the Baiyun Temple is therefore also known as the first jungle of the Quanjin Taoist. Wang Changyu presided over a major renovation of the Baiyun Temple, which basically established the current scale of the temple. The mountain gate was built in the 8th year of Ming Zhengtong 1443. It is a stone archway with 3 arches, representing the 3 realms, and crossing the main gate means leaving the mortal world and entering the immortal's abode. There is an old legend in Beijing that says, "The gods leave no trace. Only a stone monkey remains in the temple." There is a palm-sized stone monkey carved on the east side of the middle arch, which has been polished by tourists. The stone monkey has therefore become a symbol of the gods, and tourists who visit the Baiyun Temple are to touch it for good luck. The center of the mountain gate is the Qiji and Baiyunguan plaque granted by Emperor Yingzong of the Ming dynasty, which was specially cast in durable and long-lasting cast iron to symbolize Iron Baiyun Temple. Entering the mountain gate is the first courtyard of the middle route of the Baiyun Temple. The first thing you see is the wind-containing bridge, on the east and west sides of which are stone tablets. The wind-containing bridge was built in the 45th year of Qing Kangxi 1706 and was rebuilt in 1988. It is a single-arch stone bridge running north to south, with no water under it, and it is a true dry bridge. The bridge body and surface are paved with yecking stone, and the bridge railing is carved from white marble. There are 2 large copper coins hanging from the sides of the bridge arch, engraved with the words Zhong Xiong Jiao Fu, meaning bell sounds bring good fortune, and a small copper bell is hung in the center of the coin eye. Visitors can exchange real money at the coin-changing booth near the bridge for small copper coins, then throw the small copper coins into the square coin eye of the large copper coin, trying to hit the small copper bell. If the small copper coin hits and rings the small copper bell, it is believed that the year will be smooth and everything will go as planned. This is the famous New Year's custom of the Baiyun Temple, hitting the gold coin. The main building in the first courtyard is the Lingguan Deity Hall. According to Taoism, Wang Lingguan is the highest-ranking guardian deity and the leader of the 500 guardian deities. He has 3 bright eyes that illuminate the heavens and earth, holds a golden whip to patrol the world, wears golden armor to display his divine power, and serves as the supervisor of heavenly and earthly affairs, commanding millions of God's generals and soldiers. He can also cure diseases, drive away evil spirits, save people from plagues and poison, and have boundless magical powers. Therefore, many Taoist temples built the Lingguan deity halls specifically to protect the Taoist and lay believers from harm. The Lingguan deity hall at the Baiyun Temple was built in the 8th year of Ming Zhengtong 1443, was rebuilt in the 7th year of Ming Jingtai 1456, and was renovated again in the 1st year of Qing Kangxi 1662. The image in the Lingguan deity hall has a red face, twisted beard, and fierce eyes, with his left hand in the gesture of holding a talisman, and his right hand holding a whip, appearing very imposing. The deity statue is a fine work of Ming Dynasty wood carving, about 1.2 meters tall, with proportions that are well balanced and a fine sculptural style. On the left wall is a painting of Zhao Gongming and Mo Sheng, and on the right wall is a painting of Wen Qiong and Yu Fei, forming the 4 chief guardians of Taoism. Passing through the Lingguan deity hall, one enters the second courtyard. Behind the Lingguan deity hall is the bell tower and drum tower. The bell and drum towers of the Baiyun Temple are architecturally different from those of other temples and shrines. At the end of the Yuan dynasty, most of buildings of the Changqing Temple had collapsed, but the bell tower still stood. In the beginning of the Ming dynasty, the Changqing Temple was rebuilt along the central axis of the Chushan Hall. The central axis had been moved to the east, and the original bell tower was retained. A new drum tower was built on the east side of the new central axis, thus creating the unusual sight of the bell tower on the west side, and the drum tower on the east side today. The main building in the second courtyard is the Yuhuang Deity Hall, with east and west side halls of the Sangguan Deity Hall and the Caishen Deity Hall. The Sangguan Deity Hall enshrined 3 celestial officials, namely the official of heaven, who can bestow happiness on people, the official of earth, who can absolve people from their sins, and the official of water, who can remove disaster from people. The Caishen Deity Hall enshrined 3 wealth deities. The one in the middle is the literary wealth deity Baigan. The left one is the military wealth deity Zhao Gongming, and the right one is the ether military wealth Guan Yu. They can make business prosperous and help kind-hearted people make money quickly. They never refuse to respond to a prayer. The Yuhuang Deity Hall was built in the 3rd year of Ming Zhengtong 1438, with a 5-bay facade, a hard roof structure, and a brick-paved moon platform surrounded by a white marble railing. In the hall, there is a statue of the Supreme Jade Emperor of Haoshenjing, a Ming Dynasty wood carving that is about 1.8 meters tall. On either side of the statue are 6 bronze figures, which are the 4 Taoist masters Zhong Daoling, Zhejuan, Sai Shujian, and Su Jingyang, and 2 attendant child figures. There are numerous streamers hanging in front of the shrine and on both sides, each of which is embroidered with various colored cursive script longevity characters totaling 100, called the 100 longevity streamers. These streamers were a gift from Empress Dowager Cixi for her 60th birthday, and were later given to the Baiyun Temple by Empress Dowager Cixi. The third courtyard is the Lao Liu Tong, and the east and west side halls are the Jiu Deity Hall and the Yo Wong Deity Hall. The Liao Yutong is the largest hall on the Baiyun Temple premises and is the core hall of the temple. It was first built in the first year of the Yuan Tulei Regent 1228 and was rebuilt in the 7th year of the Ming Jingtai 1456 and was again rebuilt in the first year of the Qing Kangxi 1662. The Liao Yutong was originally called Seven True Saints Hall. It enshrines the 7 Quanjin immortals in Taoism, namely Qiu Chuji in the middle, Liu Chuxuan, Tan Chaduan, and Ma Yu in Th Ceased, and Wang Chuyi and Hao Daitong and Sun Bua in the west. As in the Qing dynasty, ceremonies of ordination were held here, and the senior Taoists taught the Taoist disciplines in it. Later it was renamed Liao Yutong. The Liao Yutong is the main venue for religious activities of the Taoist priests at the temple. New it is the hall for Taoists to chant daily scriptures, hold prayers and perform Taoist rites. The Juku deity hall enshrines Taiyi Juku Chazun, who is the celestial lord of Savior. He is the highest god in the 9-layer netherworld, who rides a lion with 9 heads. He holds a sweet dew bottle and a double-edged sword in his left and right hands respectively. With a merciful heart, he saves all souls of the dead, absolves people from all kinds of sin, and enables the souls to see the light and get reincarnation. Enshrined in the Yao Wong Deity Hall of 3 immortals in medicine. The central one is Medicine King Sun Simao, the left one is Medicine Deity Hua2, and the right one is Medicine Sage Zhong Zhongjing. They were distinguished doctors in Chinese history who redeemed the dead and cured all sorts of serious diseases. The 4th courtyard is the Qiuzu Deity Hall, originally called Chushan Hall, which is the soul of the Baiyun Temple. It was initially built in the first year of the Yuan Tulei Regent 1228. The Qiuzu Deity Hall enshrines True Saint Qiu Chengchen. The sculptures hanging on the side walls are showing the story of True Saint Qiu, who went to meet Emperor Genghis Khan, and he received several invitations. Qiu Chengchen, who is also named Qiu Chuji, is the founding father of the Long Men, Dragon Gates sect of Quanzhen Complete Reality Taoist, and therefore he is called Qiuzu Ancestor Qiu. The huge donation collecting bowl, as called Jing Bowl, was conferred by Emperor Qianlong in Qing Dynasty. Ancestor Qiu's physical body was concealed beneath the bowl. Qiu Chuji traveled thousands of miles to the northern deserts of Mongolia and persuaded Genghis Khan to love his people and stop killing. This was a significant act of kindness and merit. From the side entrances of the Qiuzu Deity Hall, heading north, one enters the 5th courtyard, where the Sanqing Hall and the Siyu Deity Hall are located. It is also the last courtyard of the central route of the Baiyun Temple. There are exhibition halls on both sides of the courtyard, used to display the heritage and treasures of the Baiyun Temple. The exhibits in the East Hall include the temple's treasured relics. The exhibits in the West Hall mostly paintings of deities and ritual objects. The golden copper cauldron with a gilded bronze cover in the courtyard in front of the palace is a product of the Ming Jing period. The cauldron has a robust shape, with intricate and beautiful cloud and dragon patterns engraved all over its body, with a total of 43 gold lungs. In the 2-story pavilion, which was built in the 3rd year of the Ming Zhuandi 1428, the lower floor is the Sanqing Hall, and the upper floor is the Siyu Deity Hall. The Sanqing Hall enshrined 3 pristine ones, including the primeval Lord of Heaven, the Heavenly Lord of Numinous Treasure, and the Heavenly Lord of Tao and Virtue. The statues, about 2 meters high, were created during the Zhuandi period of the Ming Dynasty. The Siyu Deity Hall enshrine 4 heavenly emperors who assisted the Jade Emperor. They are the Lord Qiaohuang of Gaosheng, the Lord Chongsheng of Southern Polar, the Lord Ziwei of the Northern Polar, and the Imperial Goddess of Earth. All are clay sculptures made of gold lacquer in the middle of Qing Dynasty, about 1.5 meters high. The middle root buildings carries the history and weight of the Baiyun Temple. Beijing Baiyun Temple attracts numerous incense burners and tourists from home and abroad with its unique charm.